Hey Lakers fans, today we are diving into some of the latest moves and potential strategies that the Los Angeles Lakers are exploring as they aim to strengthen their roster for both this season and the seasons ahead. One of the big names floating around is Herb Jones, and it is no secret that he has become a significant target for the team. The appeal is clear. Herb Jones fits the mold of a versatile wing who can impact the game on both ends of the floor, and he provides a level of defensive consistency that the Lakers have been seeking. What makes this particularly interesting is that Jones is an unrestricted free agent next season, which opens up multiple pathways for how he could potentially join the Lakers. He is not someone whose contract restricts him to specific teams, which gives him the freedom to make choices about his next destination, including the possibility of pushing for a team like the Lakers if it aligns with his goals. However, securing a player of his caliber is far from straightforward. There is no shortage of competition across the league. Nearly every team would love to add someone with a skill set, making any trade or acquisition scenario a complex challenge. The Lakers are operating with limited assets, which makes it difficult to compete against teams that might have more flexibility or younger, high-upside players to offer in a trade. The negotiations would likely involve evaluating which assets they are willing to part with, whether it is established players, draft picks, or a combination of both. One of the intriguing aspects of this scenario is the consideration of pairing Herb Jones with another promising wing like Saddiq Bey. Having both players could provide the Lakers with a balance of top-tier and second-tier talent at the wing positions, creating a rotation that addresses immediate needs while also planning for the long-term future of the team. The strategic thought process behind this is not just about acquiring talent, but also managing minutes, roles, and the overall fit within the current roster structure. For example, if the Lakers were able to bring in both Herb Jones and Saddiq Bey, they would have a combination of defensive prowess and scoring versatility that could immediately enhance the team's competitiveness. Jones can seamlessly slide into the 2 or 3 positions, providing flexibility whether it is paired with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, or someone else in the rotation. The Lakers would also be looking at how this impacts players like Rui Hachimura coming off the bench, ensuring that the team maintains depth while still maximizing the effectiveness of its starters. There is also the consideration of potential trades that could involve younger players or draft capital to make the deal happen. For instance, packaging certain combinations of players like Dalton Knecht or others could be a strategy to secure both Herb Jones and Saddiq Bey, balancing the immediate need for impact talent with the desire to preserve future flexibility and growth. Beyond the potential for Herb Jones, the Lakers are also evaluating other wings who could complement the roster. Names like Miles Bridges and Andrew Wiggins enter the conversation, not necessarily because they are perfect fits, but because of their ability to create their own offense. Bridges, for instance, offers a scoring upside that allows him to produce big numbers on any given night, whereas Wiggins has demonstrated the capability to step up and take over games when needed. The contrast here is that while Herb Jones provides a more defensive and catch-and-shoot oriented skill set, players like Bridges or Wiggins bring the ability to generate offense independently, which could change the dynamics of how the Lakers approach both regular season and playoff matchups. This strategic evaluation weighs the benefit of having a player who fits the team's system perfectly versus one who brings high upside, but might require more adjustments and opportunities to shine. Another key aspect of these potential acquisitions revolves around team chemistry and how new additions integrate into existing rotations. With the presence of established stars like LeBron James and DeAndre Ayton, the Lakers need to carefully consider how new wings will impact spacing, defensive assignments, and the overall flow of the game. Adding a player like Herb Jones could immediately solidify the wing rotation and provide defensive reliability, while also allowing secondary players to flourish within their roles. On the offensive end, Jones can complement scorers like Reeves or Doncic, creating opportunities for efficient ball movement and high-percentage shots. If paired strategically with someone like Saddiq Bey, the Lakers could develop a wing rotation that balances scoring, defense, and depth, which becomes invaluable in the grind of the regular season and the intensity of the playoffs. The financial and strategic calculus behind such moves is also significant. The Lakers must evaluate how much they are willing to invest, both in terms of player compensation and trade assets, to bring in the type of impact players who can elevate the team immediately. In some cases, overpaying slightly for a player like Herb Jones may be justified if it secures a long-term piece that fits perfectly within the team's competitive window. Historical precedents show that the Lakers have been willing to make calculated investments in talent when it aligns with championship aspirations. Whether it involves giving up draft picks, younger assets, or reshaping the roster to fit new arrivals, the focus remains on enhancing the team's chances to contend at the highest level while maintaining flexibility for future opportunities. The Lakers front office must navigate these decisions carefully, balancing short-term gains with long-term sustainability, ensuring that any addition strengthens the roster without compromising future flexibility. Equally important is considering the timing of these moves. The league is dynamic, and player values fluctuate based on performance, injuries, and trade market trends. The Lakers need to act decisively but strategically, weighing whether to pursue a top-tier target like Herb Jones immediately or explore alternative wings who might offer similar upside at a more manageable cost. Players like Miles Bridges or other second-tier options may not have the defensive polish of Jones, but could provide scoring, athleticism, and flexibility that fit the roster needs while also preserving key assets. This balancing act between targeting high-profile players and strategically acquiring complementary talent demonstrates the complexity of roster construction at the elite level. Every decision has ripple effects, from minutes distribution to salary cap management, and impacts how the Lakers will perform in both the immediate and long-term context. The potential combinations of players, trades, and rotations paint a picture of a Lakers team that is actively seeking to maximize its roster efficiency while aiming for championship contention. Acquiring a mix of defensive specialists, scoring wings, and versatile rotation players could create a roster capable of adapting to different matchups and styles of play. This requires not only careful scouting, but also strategic foresight in evaluating player fit, contract situations, and the potential for long-term development. The Lakers' approach emphasizes a combination of tactical flexibility, immediate impact, and sustainable growth, which is critical in a league where team dynamics and player movement are constantly evolving. Continuing the conversation about the Lakers and their potential moves, it is important to delve into the different trade scenarios and how they could impact both the immediate season and the team's trajectory over the next few years. The discussion around Herb Jones and Saddiq Bey really highlights the balancing act that the front office has to perform. On one hand, you have a high-level, defensive-oriented wing in Jones, who can slot into multiple positions and provide the Lakers with the ability to protect the perimeter while also spacing the floor offensively. On the other hand, you have players like Saddiq Bey, who, while slightly less heralded, provide additional depth, scoring versatility, and a long-term solution at the wing. The ideal scenario for the Lakers would involve acquiring both players, but achieving this requires careful orchestration of trades, negotiations, and asset management. One of the key challenges in acquiring players like Jones or Bey is the question of how much the Lakers are willing to part with to make it happen. For example, potential packages might involve draft picks, young talent, or combinations thereof. Players such as Dalton Knecht or other young assets could be included in trade discussions to create a deal that satisfies the other team's needs while also keeping the Lakers' core intact. The complexity here lies in not only identifying the right pieces to move, but also in understanding how each addition or subtraction impacts chemistry, minutes distribution, and salary cap flexibility. Trades of this magnitude are rarely straightforward, especially when multiple teams are in pursuit of the same talent. The Lakers will have to carefully assess the value of each asset, balancing immediate impact with long-term development. Another layer to consider is the comparison between pursuing a player like Herb Jones versus targeting second-tier options like Miles Bridges or Andrew Wiggins. Bridges, in particular, presents an interesting case because of his ability to score at will. He can create offense independently, which alleviates pressure on primary ball handlers and gives the team an additional offensive weapon. Wiggins offers similar capabilities, with the added benefit of experience in high-stakes games. These players bring an offensive upside that Jones, as a more defensively oriented catch-and-shoot wing, does not necessarily provide. However, the Lakers must weigh whether the ability to create offense will outweighs the defensive stability, versatility, and fit that a player like Jones brings to the roster. This is a nuanced decision that touches on everything from coaching philosophy to projected playoff matchups and team identity. The strategic thinking goes deeper when considering rotations. If the Lakers successfully acquire Jones, Bey, or both, they would have multiple configuration options that allow them to adapt to different opponents and game situations. For instance, Jones could start alongside a primary ball handler or come off the bench to provide defensive energy against opposing top scorers. Bey could complement this by offering scoring bursts and wing depth, which will be crucial in games where the Lakers need to maintain intensity without overtaxing their stars. Additionally, players like Rui Hachimura could continue to contribute off the bench, ensuring that the team maintains both versatility and depth. This depth is essential not only for regular season success, but also for navigating the grueling playoff schedule, where injuries, fatigue, and matchups play pivotal roles. The financial implications of these moves also cannot be overlooked. Acquiring top-tier talent like Herb Jones may require overpaying, either in trade assets or contract terms, but the Lakers have demonstrated a willingness to do so when the potential return justifies the cost. Overpaying for a player who can contribute immediately and fit within a long-term plan can be seen as a strategic investment rather than a risk. This philosophy aligns with previous moves made by the team, where calculated risks were taken to enhance championship contention. It is a careful balance between maximizing current competitiveness and preserving flexibility for future opportunities. Each decision requires evaluating potential trade-offs, understanding the impact on team dynamics, and projecting how the additions will perform in critical moments. Considering potential future scenarios is also vital. The Lakers might find themselves in a position where they have to decide between keeping certain players or trading them to bring in others who better fit the competitive window. For example, if a package involving Herb Jones and Saddiq Bey requires moving someone like Dalton Connect or even draft assets, the front office must weigh the immediate benefits against the long-term ramifications. This requires not just an assessment of talent, but also of contract structures, team chemistry, and the potential for players to develop or maintain performance at a high level. The Lakers need to be proactive and flexible, constantly adapting their approach as market conditions, player performances, and trade possibilities evolve throughout the season. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in a stunning turn of events that has set the basketball world buzzing, whispers from inside sources suggest that Kevin Durant, one of the game's most prolific scorers, has finally agreed to join the Los Angeles Lakers. The news, still unconfirmed by the league or the team, has ignited feverish speculation among fans, analysts, and players alike, who are now imagining the potential of Durant donning the iconic purple and gold jersey. Durant's decision, according to close insiders, comes after weeks of intense negotiations and behind-the-scenes discussions. The star forward, who has been at the center of trade rumors and free agency chatter for months, reportedly saw the Lakers as the perfect environment to chase a championship while expanding his already impressive legacy. Sources hint that the allure of playing alongside the team's young talents and established stars, combined with the lure of Hollywood's bright lights, ultimately tipped the scales in favor of the Lakers. The potential move has sparked endless debate across social media, sports networks, and locker rooms. Pundits are dissecting every angle. How will Durant fit into the Lakers system? What does this mean for the team's current roster? And, perhaps most importantly, could this finally position the Lakers as the ultimate championship contender once again? Even veteran players from rival teams are reportedly weighing in, some skeptical, others openly impressed at the audacity of Durant's next move. While nothing is officially signed, the buzz around Durant's supposed yes has already caused a ripple effect in the NBA universe. Fans have flooded online forums and sports bars, imagining lineups, matchups, and highlight reels featuring Durant in Lakers colors. Agents and executives are also said to be on high alert, anticipating the potential domino effect this decision could trigger across the league. One thing is certain. The mere suggestion that Kevin Durant could be heading to Los Angeles has injected a fresh wave of excitement into the NBA landscape. Whether this rumor will materialize into a blockbuster signing remains to be seen. But for now, the idea alone has fans dreaming of a new era of Lakers basketball, one powered by Durant's unmatched scoring prowess and championship ambition. The basketball world is watching closely, holding its breath for confirmation, as one of the sport's biggest stars teeters on the edge of a decision that could redefine not only his career, but the fate of one of the league's most storied franchises. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.